Welcome to the story of Blackwood Manor, a place where the shadows have a life of their own, and the past never truly dies. This tale is not for the faint of heart. Settle in, for you are about to hear what happens when the dead refuse to stay silent. It was the autumn of 1927 when Eleanor Blackwood, a young widow with a penchant for antiquities, purchased the sprawling estate known as Blackwood Manor. The mansion was a relic of another era, its once grand architecture now shrouded in neglect. The local townsfolk whispered about its history, but Eleanor, with her love for the macabre, was undeterred. Within weeks of moving in, Eleanor began uncovering peculiarities. The walls seemed to breathe, the floorboards groaned under invisible weight, and most unsettling of all, a grand mirror in the drawing room reflected a room that was not there, a shadowy, otherworldly chamber. One night, as Eleanor examined the mirror closely, she noticed something that made her blood run cold. Behind her own reflection stood a shadowy figure, obscured and silent. When she turned around, nothing was there, but the sensation of being watched lingered. Weeks passed, and Eleanor's curiosity deepened. She began to study the manor's history, discovering that it was once owned by a man named Jonathan Blackwood, a reputed occultist who disappeared mysteriously in the late 1800s. Rumors suggested that Jonathan had dabbled in dark arts, summoning entities beyond human comprehension. One stormy night, Eleanor felt an icy draft as she explored the manor's neglected cellar. Her flashlight flickered, casting grotesque shadows on the walls. As she descended further, she heard the unmistakable sound of footsteps following her, though she was alone. Her heartbeat quickened as she turned around to see nothing but the oppressive darkness. The activity in the manor intensified. Objects began moving on their own. Books fell from shelves, doors slammed shut, and cold spots emerged in otherwise warm rooms. Eleanor's nights were plagued by a ghostly presence that seemed to whisper her name. One night, driven by terror and fascination, Eleanor ventured into the attic. She discovered an old trunk covered in dust. Inside, she found a journal belonging to Jonathan Blackwood. The entries were disjointed, but one sentence stood out, written in frantic scrawl. "They are coming for me. The veil between worlds is thin." As Eleanor read these words, the temperature dropped sharply. She felt a chill as an unseen force pressed against her. In the corner of the attic, a dark shape materialized, its eyes glowing with malevolent intent. She ran, but the shadow seemed to follow her every step. Determined to uncover the truth, Eleanor performed a séance in the drawing room, the same room with the mysterious mirror. As she invoked the spirits, the atmosphere grew dense and oppressive. The mirror's surface began to ripple like disturbed water. A spectral figure emerged from the mirror, translucent and anguished. It was Jonathan Blackwood, his face twisted in eternal torment. He reached out, and Eleanor felt an icy grip around her throat. Desperation fueled her, as she read aloud the final lines from Jonathan's journal. The figure recoiled, its expression one of both relief and anguish. With a final mournful wail, it vanished, leaving the room eerily quiet. The mirror's reflection returned to normal, but the weight of the encounter left Eleanor shaken. The next morning, Eleanor found the manor eerily calm. The disturbances ceased, and the mirror reflected a normal, untainted room. Eleanor decided to leave Blackwood Manor, unable to shake the feeling that something was still watching her. Years later, Blackwood Manor was abandoned once more. Locals say that on stormy nights, a mournful wail can be heard echoing through the halls, a reminder of the tortured soul that still lingers, bound to the place where the veil between worlds grew thin. So if you ever find yourself in the presence of an old mirror or feel the chill of a shadowy figure, remember the tale of Blackwood Manor. Some doors, once opened, can never be closed again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more spine-chilling tales. Until next time, keep your lights on and your fears in check.